When I spit bars in a rave, man, I go hard like Santan.
Hello and welcome to another Touchline Fracas podcast. My name's Lewis and I'm joined by Disu. How you doing, man?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
I'm glad someone can rock their Arsenal shirt with pride. Like I'm with the my team, the Cavs. You know, that's my new team now.
Cavs. I don't think we're gonna be a Cavs, bro.
I'm preparing for my appearance on Touchline Fracas, isn't it?
Okay. A little. What's the word? A little sneak peek for them.
Yeah. I'm just preparing for it, you know, because I've been doing my due diligence, my research and whatnot. Like we were in the chat on Discord the other day, and I held my own, you know.
He could not at all.
Lewis,
we got Dan Soffer. How you doing, man?
I'm cool, and I was there, and Lewis didn't hold his own. It was me and Lewis. We didn't know about basketball, and obviously Lewis has got that excuse because obviously you're lacking skin tone, isn't it?
Listen, but wait. The best ever basketballer of all time is Dirk Nowitzki. He's white. So
Lewis, don't let them cancel us. It's just the right time for you to be coming and talking that type of stuff on the podcast.
Lewis is coming with that all lives matter shit straight out of the park.
We've got Olu.
Well, what's good, man? Yeah, not too bad, man. Tough week.
Yeah, tough week. But we digress.
Yeah.
And we've got Liverpool fan Marco. How you doing, man?
Yo, man, it's good to be here. First time on the main pod. What's good?
Oh, is it your first time?
Yeah, man. I've been
that means you have to have me, bro.
I was in Coventry for a bit.
Debutant. You know what, Marco, though? We might have to put your mic up a little bit still. You're sounding a little bit quiet.
Yeah. It's because they drew.
Is that why? Is it because they drew? Drew?
No, man. Man's talking with chest though. Man's always here with chest though.
All right, well, you know what? Maybe it's a good thing on me because I don't really care what Liverpool fans have to say anyway. So it's just like I'll just talk over you when I'm tired. I'll just talk over you. No, but before we start, because obviously we got so much to talk about, I just want to give a plug to the Discord channel, which we've got over 400 people already in the Discord channel. We've been doing these live match chats, which everyone seems to love. Hundreds of people tuning in over the weekend, listening to my pain where Neil Mapai scored the winner.
We're going to talk about my boy Mapai still.
We'll talk about it briefly. But if you haven't already joined the Discord, it's a great place to come for football talk during games, after games, before games. Like, as I said, there's already over 400 people in there. There'll be a link to the Discord in the bio for this pod. So make sure you join. Just everything football related, even other sports. You can come in there and talk about those as well. Obviously, all our podcasts go on YouTube, so this one will be up there. So if you fancy listening on YouTube, you prefer the visual element to it, then you can go and subscribe to Touchline Fracas at YouTube. That's about it, right? I ain't got anything else to plug. So let's get in. Well, let's not go into the nitty gritty yet. Let's talk about today's games. We won't have to say too much, but we just finished watching the Liverpool game. And since you're a debutant, Marco, give us your thoughts on not being able... you can't win the title in your next game now, can you?
No, unless City drop points against Burnley. But I'm not really expecting that either. I'm expecting a win against Palace for us anyway, and then a draw against City, and that's how we win the title. But today's game, you could really see what Klopp says about rhythm and players building up that match practice. Minamino looked okay. I liked his touches in certain areas, but it was occupying a lot of Firmino space. And when you have two players in that space, you're lacking someone out wide. Naby looked sharp, which I'm really happy about. I'm not sure if you lot know, but I've been lobbying for Naby forever. Like, I'm always in the COP chat saying whatever for Naby, always backing my boy. I see this will get a bit closer to the camera. What's that to say, fam? What's that to say? Boy.
I can't lie, Bear Man sold their stock and a couple of men in the group tried to buy some of the low today, but I was watching them. I let them know that. I want to talk about it today.
It definitely wasn't me.
Go on, Marco, my guy.
Well, I thought Naby was okay. I think we should have lost that game, to be honest. They had a really good chance with Ben Davis. Genie fucking lost the ball in the middle of the park. You don't even know what I've been saying in the group chat about that little situation because he didn't need to lose the ball. Obviously, Lovren, we all know he's a shambolic defender. he's always going to get beaten. He's always trying to be a bit too aggressive, always trying to win that first ball instead of sitting off and trying to read the situation a bit more, and that always leads to mistakes. That was basically when I think for Carlson Jakeston on the right left him again, dropped him on the floor, and Allison bailed us out with a save. But I do feel like we'll improve. I think Palace is a perfect game to try and improve, to just try and build up that rhythm like I was mentioning earlier. And
yeah, you guys looked really out of rhythm, which is obviously no team has really looked great. I think
I thought
Chelsea had been the most impressive team.
I think Chelsea
yeah.
I didn't think City were that good, personally. I just didn't think City were that good, but
I can't lie, you look got Pam still.
yeah, we got Pam, but you know what? Louise did most of that by himself, but we'll get onto that. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, you guys looked a bit out of rhythm, and it's probably a good thing that you guys are such, because it'd be interesting. For example, if the gap was maybe 7 or 8 points, it's a big gap, but coming back from such a long break, it makes things interesting. But the fact that you're like 23 points clear, it doesn't
That's
really
pretty embarrassing, you know.
It's
I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine what
we hit
happened.
30 games today. It's almost like a point a game. The gap is almost a point a game.
Yeah.
I wanted to get out Bayern Munich for winning so early, and I was about to trash the German league, but I remembered, bro, Liverpool are around the corner, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. Man.
And Germany are ahead of us.
Liverpool can lose their next 7 games and still be 2 points clear.
Insanity. And that means that Man City still have to win every single game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they've got us to play, which is the issue.
Hey, Pep's
Pep's got blood on his hands.
So when you guys say that Chelsea might be one of the only sharp teams, look, City and Liverpool, do they really have shit to play for? Not really. City are out of the Champions League, or they're comfortable in it. We just have to find out with the decision July 1st. And Liverpool, they're going to win it eventually anyway.
From what I've heard, though, Klopp said he wants to go for that record point tally, and he wants to just set the bar as high as possible. So I'm guessing, even from what he did today, he tried to bring on people to try and change our attack and try and win the game.
Why didn't Salah come on? Because I can't lie, I was a bit frustrated because I had Liverpool to score a goal to at least to win, to get the win. And when he weren't bringing Salah on, you know, I think the guys always know when I'm actually watching a football game, when I've got a bet on the football game. That's actually when I'm watching and I'm commentating on it, because that's when they know I've got a bet on the football game.
You see the frustration in Lewis.
Yeah, I see the frustration. Like, I start shouting at players I've never had a problem with before, but all of a sudden, you know, I've got an issue with them.
Yeah, so I heard it was a knock in training, and he's just not being risked. Like, I wouldn't risk him either. Yeah, they're going to back the title up. There's no point of throwing him on to get injured again. We want to look forward to next season, innit?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, there's not much to really say about Liverpool, you guys. It was a boring game. The game was pretty terrible. As you say, Everton probably had enough chances to win on the day.
I thought physically, Liverpool looked like one of the strongest team I've seen. Them and Chelsea. And who's the other team?
Southampton.
Yes, those teams, their players look pretty strong, innit? So, but Mane, I think Mane wasn't very good today. I think Coleman matched Mane like physically very well.
Coleman was very good today. I think he got man of the match. Actually,
he did get man of the match. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
I thought Keita looked tight. You know what I mean? Like
Trent was poor. I thought Trent was quite poor.
Hey, see how long we had having Prem for? What, since Feb? Yeah, I forgot. Not watching ball since Feb has taken away how nasty crosser inshallah is. It's disgusting to watch. Oh my God. Trent is just spamming and crosses.
Yeah,
I've been trying to deny that for the longest, but I can't deny it after today, man.
Do you know what it is though? It's nasty when it works, but when it doesn't work, it's even worse. You see, when people are pamming in crosses and it's hitting the first man, it's just like, fucking hell, man. Like, what the hell is going on here? Like, this is just poor. It's just poor. But obviously, there were, how many other games were there today? There was Chelsea played at 2. At 4, sorry. Dan, pretty impressive performance. Like, it was a bit toothless in terms of, like, you didn't really create too much chances. But in terms of, like, a dominating display, that's the best I've seen this weekend and since the Premier League has returned, I think.
Maybe for you, like I said, for me, just watching it from a fan's point of view, I was mad frustrated most of the game, and I was pissed off. Maybe it's because I've got like agendas tied to certain players, isn't it? Like maybe they didn't have great games, and so like even though we won,
I can't quite like who's referring to like
you're breaking up. Light skin, bro. Light skin, man. So obviously, when I saw the lineup, there was a couple of things that I noticed. Go on.
No, go on.
Oh, yeah, there was a couple of things that I noticed.
Dan, your internet's moving like
First thing,
like
RLC
you're
was
watching
playing,
streams on
and
delay.
he's playing left wing. It's tight because he's been away.
Right, yeah, Dan, your internet is moving a bit
Bro,
mad.
I'm telling you, man.
Like someone's internet piggy.
All right, cool. Come back to me. Give me 5 seconds. Come back.
No, but I don't want to come back to you. I want you here right now because I've got some pertinent questions to ask you. You can't get out of it with this dodgy. You know, Dan, he's pretending his internet is down because he wants to avoid the RLC.
Your dad's an IT guy, so you know he's president.
He's got the fix. He's got the fix.
Got the fix.
Dan's just freezing in the webcam. He's just doing.
Listen, I don't trust this Dan guy, bro. I don't trust him. I don't trust
He's
this
a sneaky guy, Dan. So, yeah, Dan, talk me through Ruben Loftus-Cheek's first 45-minute performance. And I didn't see him in the second half. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there. But
I didn't even know he was playing. You know, I can't lie, man.
It's not your turn to speak. Oh, but
No, I can't lie. I didn't even know him, fam.
He got dragged. So he got dragged. Context. You know I love context. He's been away for a year, playing out of position.
Yeah.
No, but do you know what? All things like honest. I think he's like Pogba. Do you know we're talking about you need the 5 Infinity Stones to unlock Pogba?
You're right.
They're similar players, isn't it? RLC and Pogba.
No.
What?
Similar height, maybe
Hey,
similar height.
No.
Similar height.
It's the same shit.
They're black.
It's the same shit. We all know you need to surround Pogba with certain players to fully unlock Pogba, and I think.
Right.
No, we don't.
There's levels to this. There's levels to this. Pogba's up here. Pogba's up here. RLC talent stack.
Marco, calm down. You had your turn yet. I'm saying.
Yeah, I like this. I love it.
These cultured midfielders, they need to play with our players that can play with them. Now, unfortunately, Mount was amazing, but he's playing with Mount. Mount goes everywhere. So I think Loftus-Cheek, you know what? Let's be honest. We've got Dr. Leroy. He's kind of giving an analysis. Like, he can't run that much. Like, he's not dynamic. He can't get about. So sometimes the game is played around him. Like, there'll be times when we're on a counter-attack. Like, when we're on attack, he's always just behind. When we're on defense, he's always just behind. So the game, sometimes, I don't know, like, and I can't even blame it on
Mm-hmm.
fitness or injury because this shit was happening before. So
Okay.
if I'm keeping it trill, he's just got an issue. I think with under Sarri, it worked a bit better because we was a possession team and we built up slowly. And if you're doing that, like he can still be involved in the game. What I'm worried about is that we're moving so fast now that sometimes he looks lost. There was a point in the match where Kante tried to drill the ball and it went straight into him, and it's just like he didn't know where to be. A lot of people say it's out of position, but I just think that he had a mad difficult game, and it's not the first one. We've seen it for England. I've seen it at Chelsea. But yeah, don't forget, like you got to rest. You got to give him some leeway. Injuries, just come back and all that shit.
Everyone's come back. Everyone's just come back.
Yeah, but what you're saying is what? You think Loftus-Cheek might be in a bit of trouble then?
No. Well, it depends. It really depends.
I'll tell you who's in trouble. Callum Hudson-Odoi is in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Because the American, boy.
The
Yankees having none of it right now, bro. The Yankees having none of it still.
The American was sickening. Because you know when you want to be happy for your team, but at the same time, the person scores. And the worst time, in this Black Lives Matter climate, all I saw is American flags everywhere. I was sick. I was so sick. And the worst thing...
It's a tricky one, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a tricky one. And even worse, like... Yeah, he was just bad. Like, he didn't play good anyway. He just scored a goal. But the thing is, like, back to Loftus-Cheek, one of the reasons why I think he was in the lineup is because I think we cross a lot. And Lampard wanted people to get that far post goal. And he had a couple of chances where he could have scored, but it just never worked for him. And if he scored
it, missed it.
Yeah.
You lot pounded 37 crosses today, you know. 37 crosses.
You lot are crossing inshallah.
Crossing inshallah. And then Pulisic comes in, and Pulisic admitted, he said he didn't connect right with that shot. And you know, if he connected how he wanted to, that would have gone somewhere else. Like, so anyway, like, the
it was
luck
cross
on
and
Pulisic,
I say,
I gotta be happy for him, but I
can
think he
you
was shit
see?
in general.
Watching Ruben today, he looked a lot leaner, so he lost a lot of body weight. He just looked a bit strange to see, and he didn't have a good game, and I think a lot of that will be rustiness. He hasn't played ball for time, but
yeah,
he was getting. I can't lie. On United Twitter, he was getting flogged because Chelsea fans compare him to Pogba. They flog.
Yeah,
You search his name? Flogging. And
yeah.
we had a man in our chat. He goes by the name of Mr. Moodleson. I'm not sure if you know him. I hope you don't. It's probably for your own benefit. He said that Ruben Loftus-Cheek is better than Bruno Fernandes. So it was interesting to see two of their performances in 2 days, and one was filled with some showed quite a bit of moments of quality, and Ruben, I just see Ruben on the floor all the time.
Disu, actually, I've got a question to ask you, actually, Disu. I don't think you were in the Discord chat the other day, were you? I've been asking a lot of people this question over the last few days, and I just want to ask you, really, like, because someone, it might have been the geezer that you just mentioned, yeah? He put it to the Discord live, and he said that he thinks Ruben Loftus-Cheek could score 33 goals in Portugal. Now, I don't know what you think about that, but I would like to hear your opinion.
How many goals 33 goals is?
Yeah, well, I mean, the geezer's got like 14 goals in his career. He's 24 years old.
There's a double his career tally 1 year just because he jumped to the plane.
Yeah.
He jumped on the Air Portugal flight to Lisbon.
Yeah, and then me tries to say, but he takes pens. Right, cool. He took 10 pens. But is Ruben even scoring 23 in a season? I don't think he is. So, yeah, I've got your opinion. That's all I wanted.
Wait. Can I chime in? Because this is about I've heard your bullshit. But when you say 23 in a season, do you mean altogether?
Yeah, that's what Bruno got.
Oh, so not just in the league, all comps?
Yeah, all comps.
Yeah, so he got 10 last season, barely played, all comps. So it's not out of the realms of.
Yeah, but Daniel, you don't play 50 Europa League games in a season.
that is the defining factor there.
But bro, if you're talking about Europa League compared to
13 Europa games max.
Let's finish this because I know I'm not gonna win. I've got two of the heavyweights. I know O's not on my side. King Marco's smiling, so
I just hear.
Marco, what do you think? Do you think Oro's is scoring 33 goals?
He doesn't have the killer instinct in him, man. Bruno has that incisiveness every time you see him play, that he's trying to make something happen every time he's on the ball, even though sometimes it doesn't work. I don't see that in RLC, man. I feel like he's got the qualities to try and be that person, but you know there's certain men that just don't know how to bust the game, like put their hands on it. They just don't know how to let rip.
Do you know what? I think Loftus-Cheek is good with possession players around him. I think that if you look at a lot of his good clips from last season, he was around Hazard because he likes that kind of close proximity, kind of 1-2 type play. And he didn't really have that. But I agree, he's not that creative. I think Barkley's way more creative than him. I think he's more of a playmaker. I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek does good combination play, but I wouldn't call him a playmaker as such. And I think when Barkley came on, Barkley, before the break, we started to play well when he came back into the team. But I think a lot of people just want their best players to play as opposed to who is playing best or who is right. And I think, again, he came on and he played well.
You scored within 5 minutes of him coming on, right?
Yeah, so some people say it's because he came on. Some people say it's because Loftus-Cheek came off. I'm not sure.
I think maybe a bit of both, maybe.
Yeah, a bit of both, still.
You know what's interesting, tactically, that you lot played Kante as a single pivot?
Yeah, and he played. I think he played well.
He did.
I think he played good, but I'm not too sure if he's better than Jorginho there. I don't think he is. Let me not tell you.
Because of his use of the ball.
The way Villa played, Villa was standing, and obviously I'm sure the lack of fitness played into this, but I don't know how to describe it in the pod. But do you know, okay, so let's say Chris Jensen gets the ball, Kante's facing him, like literally facing him, so he's square on, and he gets the ball, then he turns. Whereas when you're playing, more often than not, like you've got to be on the half. And obviously, before people come and pat me, I can't chat to Kante when it comes to football. He's clearly better than me. He knows more than me, innit? But I'm saying from what I've seen with other players, you being square on, if you're getting pressed and people are shutting that space down, that's why when Kante used to play there for Conte originally and for France, he'll just give the ball straight back, or he won't come to get the ball, because that's not really Kante's game. Today, because he got space, and Kante is obviously a good player, you could see his passing range, you could see him carrying the ball. I think he had a very good game. But I'm not too sure if that's a smart long-term strategy for Chelsea, because I don't think it'll watch his strengths. Because Kante is really good where he can go and seek the ball, get it, dribble in transition, pass the ball. And also he's improved, I'm sure Daniel will talk on this, he's actually improved in making them runs into the box and being a bit more effective. But I think because Chelsea's got so many very good midfield players, like Kovacic is a baller, Ruben's a good player, Barkley's a good player, Jorginho's a good player, like even little Gilmore, he can play. Like everybody's competent. So it's trying to find that balance. But I don't know. I think he had a good game today, but it's interesting to see. And I thought Mount was sick. Jura's okay. Willian is really annoying. Willian's really but I always say Willian looks good in the group chat to wind needs up, and it works every time. So funny. Yeah, but I think today's game showed me that Chelsea are very well coached, because the way they get the ball from their box, the opposite box, is top tier. Even with COVID and not being able to play, Chelsea were cutting, like, bro, Villa were in their box for 85 out of the 90 minutes of the game. And that's very difficult to do in professional football. Usually teams might have a 10, 15, 20-minute spell. Chelsea were on them from the jump. The problem is that, as I'm sure people who listen to Chelsea Hour will know, the attack just isn't there. So, for example, if they had, I don't know, a Sane or Salah, or even a Saint Maxim, Aubameyang, just even Ings, just higher level players than the ones they have, they'll be able to convert those, get into that phase of play into more dangerous opportunity and more goals. And Chelsea have scored quite a few goals, to be fair, but that's because they create so many good opportunities. And even the quality that Alonso and Aspie were given was so poor from fullback position. Even
So bad. Yeah, I agree.
Such poor play, but their midfield was quality. So obviously Chelsea are linked with Havertz. They've got Werner in, but from what I've seen of both players, if I just plug them in today, Chelsea win that game like 5-0, because of they getting the ball. Because so many times William got to the byline, dead cross. Yeah. Aspie dead touch. Alonso just moving like there's a speed limit in life, bro. Like. Yeah. I can't move. Like, bro, how's he?
They had Ben Chilwell at left back now. Yeah, he would have slotted that one.
Hey, that guy had another 5M to the price tag, I hear.
That guy was a bagger as well.
But quickly on some of the stuff that Ayo said, Kante in the pivot, there was one opportunity that Villa got, because they didn't have many, but there was one where Kante went on his seek and destroy, and that left that place open, and then they took it. And in terms of Kante passing, I think a lot of people will come away thinking he actually played good passing there, but I think what you described was spot on in terms of he didn't really build play. Okay, he maintained the ball. Okay, he passed it forward, but he wasn't really building play. Now, obviously, like Villa were in their box anyway, so we didn't really need to build play. But I think he could do a job there as opposed to being better than Jorginho there. But like you said, because we've got so many good central midfielders, there's a choice, and I think Lampard is just unsure. He wants to fit so many players in. You've seen the transfer rumours, like, obviously want to have Havertz in. So that, I think he's just desperate to get everyone in. But I think what you said that is important is that we dominate games, but he has to think, like, there's so many games we dominate, but then we concede. Or we dominate and we don't score enough. So at both of those ends of the game, we need some sort of changes. Rudiger, it's like Rudiger, it felt he signed for Spurs more than Willian. The way Rudiger was going on, like, he lost so many duels. Go on.
Do you know what it is, Dando? I'm going to talk about Arsenal in a bit, but I feel like because you've got player quality issues in quite key areas. So, for example, Kepa, you're always like you're always susceptible to conceding, because a team only needs to have a limited attacks against Chelsea, and if they get enough shots on goal, he's gonna make a fuck up. So when you're susceptible in key areas of the pitch, you can control the game all you want. And if you haven't got the firepower, you haven't got the attacking quality, again, similar to Arsenal. And if you've got dickheads in defence, again, similar to Arsenal, you're always going to concede goals, even though you're in control of the game.
Rudiger was scaring me today. I can't even lie. Rudiger was
mad. Rudiger was mad today. Like, no duels. All of the duels he was losing. Like,
and that's meant to be his thing. Like, he might be a bit sloppy at reading the play, but Jules is usually his thing. But he was getting that up,
And Christensen isn't that better in terms of he was losing duels. He was sloppy on the ball. They almost drew because Christensen didn't control it properly. So like we've got clowns at the back. Like I didn't realize it at the start of the season, but I definitely think we need a couple of centre backs. I need that old-fashioned John Terry. I saw John Terry standing in the stands. I was like, bring him back. And I know he's obviously not popular amongst our demographic, but we need.
He took a knee, didn't he? He took a knee.
Do you know what's funny? Did you see?
That's the funniest thing ever, man. Just John Terry kneeling down for that, man.
Yeah.
There was a couple of funny moments. Even did you see the video of Mane?
Yeah, Mane spinning. Mane knows his ball.
Mane so fresh.
Mane wanted that dive from Trent ASAP. It's like, I'm off.
Yeah, he was waiting for that picture.
You know what I found funny? Because obviously there's no crowd and you can hear people speaking. I don't know if you know, Alex McLeish and Terry were up in the stands. And I think they just didn't want to be near the mics because they couldn't trust what type of racist shit they were going to be saying.
I even saw Kenny Dalglish in the stands there. I was thinking, they just letting the man bop through or something like. What? Why is Kenny Dalglish there?
Yeah.
The earlier game obviously was the Newcastle game. Newcastle beat Sheffield United quite surprisingly. We do the prediction league on the Discord. I don't suppose too many people actually had Newcastle win in that. Obviously, two players scored their second goal of the season. Joe Linton and Alex St. Maxim or whatever.
And Lewis, I know you're trying to do. I know you're trying to do. We'll get to that.
They were talking a lot about Joe Linton scoring his second goal of the season, but not much was said about St. Maxim scoring one of his very few goals this season.
Why have you got an agenda against Alex St. Maxim, Lewis?
Because he's better than Pepe, man.
Is he better than Pepe? Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Oh, mate, Lewis, let's not start with Pepe, man.
What? Okay. Listen, I'm not a huge Pepe fan, but at least he does something with the ball.
You're not anymore.
He needed the Sheffield United player to basically do an. Well, I don't even know what that defender was doing. He just kicked the air.
Dummy,
like if that was the Bundesliga now, we'd be going off. That league is a joke. It's shit. But it's here. It's on our doorstep. It's on our doorstep.
Max Sam was ripping people up all game.
Let's put some respect on his name.
You look sharp.
The Joe Linton's chance where Joe Linton hit with his heel was that the first chance that he had.
He might be the worst player in the league.
He's just trash, man. He's just trash.
You know what?
I had some stocks in myself as well,
Tell me why you had stocks in Joe Linton.
The Firmino route, he came from Hoffenheim. I heard a lot about him on FM. I thought, you know what, but
you let FM make you buy dodgy stock, cuz.
FM gas my head, man. FM gas my head.
You can't stop. Think about it, bro.
How is that getting Joe Linton stock? You probably thought that you found the next Amazon, innit?
Yeah, man.
Joe Linton stock for.
Before I came in and this thing, and I was gonna earn banned.
You gotta look at it this way. Reece Nelson scored more goals than that guy in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
So that's how you know the levels Joe Linton's on, man. He ain't got nothing, fam.
His miss, there's obviously this missing one-on-ones, innit? But the way he missed was so scary.
Shocking, bro.
Yeah, it was so scary. But it was weird because Sheffield United were on to Newcastle for quite the game. And then obviously the red card obviously changed the game, innit? That guy got the wrong side of Joe Linton and then just dragged him down. And then obviously the mistake on the counter-attack, which was just all around. Richie, I think he just played the ball out wide and tried to get in the box. He did a dead cross. Then the guy did an air ball. And obviously, even St. Maxim's finish was trash.
It was straight at the keeper.
Maybe Henderson at fault with that?
Nah, it's too close to him.
I think he's panicking a bit too much. It's too close to Henderson. But even
I saw Elijah actually question Henderson for the second goal. He questioned his positioning. And when Richie slapped it in near post.
I didn't see that goal. No, I didn't see it.
It
was a dirty goal. He was driving towards goal. It was on the left side of the box. No backlist, slapped it near post, mid-height. And Henderson didn't even move. But apparently...
It's a bit unsighted though, I guess. But
yeah, and that ball had mad speed. I can't lie.
I think with Sheffield United now, they've had their good run. They've had their few scalps. You know what I mean? They've had their good run. I think now it wouldn't surprise me if they just lose.
They got United next away.
Yeah, so. I think they'll roll over for you, to be honest. Sheffield United just remind me. They just seem like one of those teams. They have to have the crowd there. Yeah, they have to. But they have to have something to play for, and I just feel like
I don't know any of their players.
No, me neither. To be honest,
Thunderbird, she came from Genk. He was alright. Ollie Norwood looks alright as well.
Yeah, he's in my fantasy team actually. Him and John Fleck were in my fantasy team. They're the only two players I know.
And Lundstrom was
and Billy
early.
Sharp, Football Manager
Lundstrom
legend,
was
Billy
early.
Sharp. That's it.
Hella points early.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about. Obviously, yesterday was a bit dramatic.
Why?
Because
why?
Palace beat Bournemouth away from home, so quite dramatic. Derby there, Southeast Derby. Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the Arsenal game then, because obviously it was banter central, and I'll let you guys get your jokes off first before we actually.
Remind me of how it went again, because I can't even remember. I just got all my memory skills going.
Well, we lost 2-1, Dan. Yeah, we lost 2-1.
Okay.
And that's not even it, but the funniest part was that the guy that injured our best goalkeeper is the guy that ended us. You get me? Like, it was just written in the stars, and it was like a film.
Was it David Luiz's fault that you lost to?
He didn't even play, but it's just.
Well done, Dan.
Yeah, I like that still.
Like,
Go on. Oh, whose fault was it?
Arteta, man. He's got to take the L for this one, man.
What?
There's a bit too much confidence. You just need to be a bit more humble.
I've just got to give Arteta.
You need to settle yourselves a bit.
Okay, Lewis, you watch the game?
Yeah, of course I watched it. I was on the Discord live server watching it as well, because I'm not a pussy.
Let me ask you some questions. So, what did you think of the tactical setup? Like, where do you think everything went wrong?
So look. So the way I see it, right, is I'm gonna use the Chelsea game today as like a foundation point, right? We were nowhere in control as Chelsea. I'm not saying we were in control of the game as Chelsea or anything like that, but we did have control. Who did we play? Brighton. Sorry, Brighton. They did fuck all in the game, similar to Villa today. Absolutely fuck all. Had like one chance, and their equaliser was, I don't even know what the fuck that was. That was like pinball. But it's very similar to games that we've had so far under Arteta. And I'm thinking back to the Sheffield United game where we drew 1-1 at home, and also the Palace game that we drew 1-1. And we were in control for much of those games, and we just conceded a goal out of the blue. And the point that I was making earlier to Dan about if you have areas of huge weakness and you're susceptible in key areas of the pitch, you're gonna fail in those areas, and Arsenal fail in practically all of those areas in player quality. You know, it's just
it's not even like it's from the bench up until the starting 11. The whole player quality in terms of our team right now, it's just it's terrible, man. It's like watching them. Do you know what it is? It's like watching a mid-table team.
To be fair, you are mid-table currently.
That's what I'm saying.
We are mid-table,
we are mid-table, but we're
no. We are mid-table, but what is, we've actually got mid-table quality in it. That's what we have.
It's scary.
And it's showing, innit? And it's actually showing. Imagine how much we spent on this mid-table quality. We spent a lot of money, you know, like deep it, bro.
And I can't lie, I absolutely love to see it, personally. Like, I just love to see it.
I'm living for this.
But you guys were talking a lot about a certain man, like...
And do you know what it is? As well.
And Guendouzi and that, and Pepe and that.
I don't want to
go on about Pepe. Pepe scored the goal.
Do you know what?
Good goal. Very good goal.
Good goal. He was shit. He was fucking shit the whole game, by the way. But,
but Lewis,
we let him off.
Lewis, I'm going to say this, yeah? Something I noticed about Pepe yesterday. I do think Arsenal not even using him correctly, and I think that's obviously he's playing shit.
I'm hearing it, man.
Part of it.
I'm tired.
No. I'm not even defending him. You know, I get onto Pepe.
Player, and we're not using him properly. Oh, fucking hell.
No. But I'm looking at the way we're using Pepe in it. Nah, Dan will say it as well. Like Pepe's like an inside forward, isn't it? No, you can back what I say about when he was at Lille, innit?
Dan on the next
Dan, you can back it. Remember, like when we used to talk about. Remember when you used to mention Pepe? He's more of an inside forward.
Wait, hold up. Just talk about your shit, innit? Don't bring me into it.
All right. Don't back me, Dad. Don't back me. But no, you see Pepe. You see with Pepe.
If you can only play on the inside. If you can only play on the inside, what are you doing here?
Okay,
Dan. No, Lewis, he's a joke, man. Don't get me wrong.
You know what, Football Manager? You got their position, right? So the right wing is his position, right? Then you have like the roles of the position. So what? So what you're telling me is Pepe can only play inside forward. So he's 5-star inside forward, but
You see,
one
One
star,
star, everything
just a
else.
winger.
no,
Like,
no, no. But what I'm
is that
saying is,
about?
to make him more efficient, innit, it needs to be more. We can't be having him like out wide there. He just don't do it. Bro, this guy, like, one
You
of
don't
his
wanna
major
take man
problems.
on.
That's one. Another thing is this guy's decision making is it's like watching a little kid, fam. Like, I just don't understand it. He's got a moment where he's got to release the ball. He's done someone. He just released the ball, and he just wants to do another person. And it ends up being like, you know that picture of Messi with bare Nigerian players around him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he ends up being like that, but he's not that guy, fam. Like, I'm sorry, but he's just not that guy. But that's what happens to him.
He don't even need 10
You
players
don't
around
need-
him.
you don't
He's getting
need
scared
that.
of one.
Like, it's a shame, innit? But
What was you gonna say quickly about at Lille? Go on.
I think at Lille, what it is with in terms of tactics, the way they used to use him was a lot different to what Arsenal are doing with him. They used to have like a right back always bombing on, constantly bombing on. But what Arsenal are doing is, especially with Arteta's tactics, we've got Bellerin as the inside. Like, he doesn't really overlap Pepe. Pepe's
Because they're doing it with Saka on the other side. That's
yeah.
Mm.
Because everything goes on the left. That's really what we're mainly about at the minute. Everything's on the left, and then on the right, we've got this problem that, and to make it worse, Bellerin's terrible on the ball. And
Yeah, but this is the problem. This is the problem. Bellerin, you can ask him to do it. He's not going to be good at it.
He's not going to be good at it. He's a bum.
And this is the problem. So this is the problem we're working with in terms of player quality. Is there's so many like, yeah, fine, cool. I've got criticism for Arteta, right? And it's the only criticism I've got is utilization of his subs and game management.
100%.
We go 1-0 up, deservedly so, because yeah, we weren't battering them, but I feel like we were doing enough. We were getting into dangerous positions. You know, Laka fumbled a few chances with a poor first touch again. The keeper made a few good saves. Saka hit the bar, so I think we were worth our 1-0 lead. Now we go 1-0 up, and all of a sudden, and this is a criticism labelled when Luiz is on the pitch, is that we drop back too deep when we're defending. Now we did that again, but Luiz wasn't on the pitch, so we can't blame Luiz this time. We can't blame Luiz. So that may have been the case against Man City where we dropped back, but it can't be the case this time. So we dropped back, and Dan, you were on the Discord with me, and I said, look, we're going to concede. We're going to concede because
when you invite pressure,
we're not capable of withstanding any pressure.
No, we can't.
So literally, as soon as Brighton started to attack us, we concede. We don't do anything in particular wrong. We're just not good enough. Our defenders are not good enough to withstand any amount of pressure. So what happens? We concede. Then, you know, and then after that, you know,
anything could happen.
He should have changed. So what he should have done, he should have changed something. As soon as that started to happen, he should have changed something. He should have tried to make us a bit more solid. Maybe get Maitland-Niles on in midfield or something like that. Someone to get our foot on the ball.
Is that
no, that's not even. No. Do you know what? That's not even.
It's Guendouzi. Like, we had Guendouzi as the holding guy. Like,
no.
Do you know what?
Hold on. You don't lose because man are talking bare about Guendouzi.
I like Guendouzi, but he's not a holding midfielder, is he?
That man's looking hickey. Loudly.
He was not good yesterday. He was not bad yesterday. He was not bad, but he's not a holding midfielder. He's not a holding midfielder.
Like Saka might be.
Lewis, I've got to ask something though. With Guendouzi, like, let's look at since he came to the club, innit? Like, I was thinking it myself after the game yesterday. What has he really like improved on, bro? Like,
hey, barking.
Like, no, I've got to say it. Because
maybe I think he has improved on certain things. So, like, for example, earlier on in the season, no one can deny that Guendouzi was our best player.
He was. I happily say that.
Yeah. It was getting to the point where we were having to rely on Guendouzi to drive us forward. That should never ever happen. Never ever happen.
No.
And it's especially for a 20-year-old kid who barely has any senior experience, we shouldn't be relying on him to do that. And similar yesterday, we were relying on Saka to do most things. Like, we're relying on individuals to get us out of mess. And I think that's a bit harsh in terms of, like, he hasn't improved on maybe his like decision making and stuff like that. But I think he has improved on his ability to drive us forward. And I think that's, you lot might take the piss, but his bravery is his best attribute, and there's nothing wrong.
I'm gonna get onto that. I don't think he shows his bravery enough for doing the game. I think it's like, you see what he done to Mope after the game. That's something he needs to show more in during the game, like in the 90 minutes. You don't need, that's that aggression he's missing really and truly in these 90 minutes. He doesn't do it enough, because if he mold his game around his aggression, I think he'd be a 10 times better player.
I think. You see. I think what you're saying though is you're saying a different Guendouzi here. Like yesterday, he was definitely more disciplined. Definitely more disciplined. Yeah. Like he weren't darting around the pitch and stuff like that, which he needed to do in his position. So if you're asking him to be a more aggressive, I think that goes against what he was told to do yesterday.
Fair. I hear you, but at the same time, I look at some of the stuff he does, bro. Like, because really and truly, how many passes does he make forward? Does he really break the lines much? Does he? How many times did you see really and truly break the lines yesterday?
No, but I just don't think that's his position. He's not good enough to do that role. Like he's not. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to you and say that he's good enough to do that role. A lot of those players on the pitch yesterday are not good enough for where. No,
they're not. They're not.
They're not good enough for where we need to be. So, and that's a problem that's a pile of shit that's been landed on Arteta's doorstep, right? That is what he has to work with. It's a lot of shit to clear off the doorstep. Okay, he's not going to just do it with a fucking broom, okay, and a dustpan and brush. He needs a dumper truck to get rid of some of the shit off the.
He does, and partially as well,
doorstep.
I think he puts trust too much on some of these young dudes, because some of them are just like, no disrespect to him. I look at Joe Willock, for example, man. He came on yesterday. I've never seen such a bad cameo.
What was the point, though? What was the point? When did Willock come on?
All at the same time as that's another side I don't understand.
Why did you bring him on? This is what I'm going to say about Arteta. Why the fuck? You've got 3 minutes to go, okay? 3 minutes. Yeah, do you know how much 3 minutes is? Yeah, it's how long I lost in bed. Okay, 3 minutes. That's how long it is. Okay, 3 minutes. It's not a long time. Okay, you can't do much in 3 minutes. Okay, and you brought on 3 subs when you're trying to go for a win. Okay, when teams that go for a win late in the game, yeah, you almost have that sense. When a team is going to go and win that game late on, you can see the pressure is building, the momentum is growing. You get that feeling a goal is coming. Why are you bringing on 3 subs with 3 minutes to go? It kills everything. Momentum gone.
Momentum.
Like anything that you had, finished, gone. Bring them on earlier. Bring them on earlier. That's what you want to do.
I don't know.
Sorry?
I was going to say, I don't know whether you talk about the 3 minutes in terms of football or sex.
Both.
But
look. We're going to get a lot more of those results this season, innit? And until we improve on the player quality, we're going to keep conceding silly goals.
That's the thing, though, this summer, though. If Arsenal really don't spend it, they're just going to be in...
But I see people saying, like, oh, there's no difference to Emery. Bruv, under Emery, we don't ever have control of football games. Never, ever had control of football games. Like, yesterday, I don't know the stats. Let me get the stats up. But I'm pretty sure we had... Yeah, so like in the first half, 60-40 possession and 58-42 possession in the second. Not once under Emery would we go away from home and dominate possession like that.
Yeah, it's true. Like under Emery, we would have like 10 minutes of it, and rest of the game would be chaos.
For the whole game, pammed.
Yeah.
And then maybe we'd win, and we'd be like, "Fucking hell, boys, we were lucky there."
Yeah.
So look. I've still got faith in Arteta, but fucking hell, he needs to pull his finger out with these subs, game management. It's poor. If you're lacking in resources, you can't have areas of frailty in your management like that. If the player quality is one thing, you can't be god awful at indecisive moments. And I feel like Arteta is showing his inexperience in that regard. I really do.
To be honest, I'll just burn the whole club down this summer, mate. Just sell everyone, man. Just sell them all, bro.
Yeah, I mean, there's very few players that
Funny because you lot were talking about we got a good midfield at the beginning of the season. You lot were telling us Torreira, then Ozil, then we got
Torreira don't bloody play. Oh, he's injured. Isn't
He don't.
He's injured.
Nah, he's broken, man.
That's what I'm saying. And even you said he's got too much trust in young players. These are the same young players you used to always bang on about.
No. Hey, chill.
Energy.
I never did that with Willock.
These are the same young players that Olu used to pretend he was mates with in the group chat.
Hey, fam, cool off. Hey, cut the camera. You see Willock. I'm not gonna lie. I had my stocks in Nelson in it, but he's he's not done his thing in it. But Saka's was my main stock in it. Like that one's major. So I'm happy in it. Nah, you can't say that went my stock.
Saka was very, very good yesterday, and I think we found
he is cold. Like, but obviously
we found a gem there. We found a
you'll probably have him next season, Marco. Yeah.
I'm hoping so.
Someone will probably take him in it, but
you need some quality in that midfield.
But you see, with like Willock in it, I'm not really keen on him, man. Like I just don't really see him as a Arsenal type of footballer. You get what I'm saying? He's just not that level that we should aim for in terms of youth players.
Interesting though. We got to let the streets know that you lot were talking up about. Okay, you lot weren't happy with your defense, but you're talking about your midfield. They're like, I'll attack without.
Wait, man, I was hearing Torreira's better than Fabinho. Man, I was hearing a lot. I was even hearing Torreira Kante. Comparison.
Yeah.
I don't even chat
can't lie, man. Torreira at the moment, he's my guy, but fam, he's really his name's in the mud, man. It's peak. Torreira's name's been tarnished, bro.
Listen, he's been slutting for moves away anyway. So like, fuck him, man. Fuck off back to Milan, mate. Fuck off, because I've had enough. Like, he's a good player. Don't get me wrong.
I don't blame him, man.
I would start him every game, but if you're slutting for moves elsewhere, fuck off, man.
Fam, Torreira don't like Selfridges in that, bro. You don't need that, bro. He wants to go back to Milano, fam.
What about Ceballos? Yeah, fuck off. Go play for Valencia, mate.
He can fuck off, actually, man. I'm tired of him, bro. All he does is Beyblade 360 like each time for no reason, bro.
Do you know? Yeah, he's. Do you know what? It's Ceballos. I thought he actually played quite well against Man City, considering. But
against Brian, terrible, man.
He was poor. But listen, we've got too many of those players in it. Too many players who are inconsistent. Too many players who aren't good enough. So, yeah, I think you're right, man. We got to burn it down. We got to just hold on to the players that.
Nah, the funniest one to me yesterday. I know he ain't playing a while, but Holden. But
he did better than I thought he would. But
he did alright, but bro.
Of Touchy doing the line TV. Let's go to United.
Yeah. Wait. Before we get that, like I was hearing that certain men were talking crazy to Morpay, and then obviously
he injured our fucking goalkeeper. He should have been off the pitch.
So them calm down, like.
Calm down.
I ain't got time for it.
Talking crazy, and
I ain't got time for it. You deliberately.
I can't lie, you know. I can't lie.
I'm glad you lot are condoning the fact that he deliberately injured our keeper.
He did 100%.
I'm saying he said people
violence on the pitch
crazy all throughout the game. Yeah.
Because he injured Leno after like 20 minutes.
No, what about that man? We're getting cheeky because I went 1-0 up in that.
Yeah, because he injured
our
goalkeeper.
That was Guendouzi, innit? You know Guendouzi.
That a bit too much.
Fam, you know they're mouthing to each other in French, fam. You know that slang thing they do, bro.
And then Mupa had a last laugh.
Fam. That was literally.
Then he dinked the next one.
Do you know what made me laugh about him scoring, bro? That was literally written in the stars, bro.
It was so shit. They did nothing all game.
They did nothing all game, but it was coming in it. Like there was a moment you're just thinking, yeah, they're gonna score. You know, something's going to happen.
He injured your keeper. You brought the next one and he dinked him. I'll be fuming too.
I thought it goes back to what you said about having the ability to go over the pitch. So regardless of how well you play, regardless of how much possession you have, if you have those liabilities in defence, then
don't make a difference. 100%.
Yeah, it's not going to make a difference. That was Liverpool back in the day. Whenever
we are actually Liverpool.
Yeah,
you know when Kenny Dalglish was manager for a bit, bro. We're actually that Liverpool, right now. That's what we are at the minute.
The rebuild's going to take some time still because everybody's progressing in the league.
Oh, mate.
Progressing now, like Boy,
you know what
you
it is?
can't survive to get a billionaire owner and progress past you, man. So it's long for you.
Bro, our owner is richer than your owner, but he's a bum.
My owner was richer than your owner.
But he's a bum, fam. He don't.
My
Nah,
dad will
fam.
beat up
That's the
your
road
dad.
drip. That's the road drip.
Nah, fam. Listen, our owner is like he don't like shopping in Harrods and Selfridges, fam. You rather go shopping freaking
He'd rather
Primarni, fam. As the F&F thing,
George,
fam.
George.
You don't know drip, bruv. Oh.
You don't know drip. You don't know drip. Right, let's move on to the United Spurs game, which I feel like I've already spoke about so much about it, but yeah, because we did this call, didn't we? It was a game that obviously changed when Pogba came on the pitch. Disu, were you happy with the point, and were you happy with the performance? Because when I was watching the game, it was like no one really stood out for me from United. It was a pretty drab performance, I thought.
Yeah, first off, it was. I thought we had the best chance before the goal. So Rashford had a chance off like I think Davinson Sanchez had like a misplaced clearance header, and then it came to Rashford quickly. But I think if he got it anywhere away from the keeper, it was a goal. So maybe he could have done a bit better. But Spurs looked like they could potentially do something on a break because we're leaving gaps around. That's why I don't really like when we play 4-2-3-1, because we have the narrow 2 in the middle, we have the 10, and the wide players. Our wide players don't get back that much, and so because we're not a very good ball playing team, and we see it happen to Chelsea, but Chelsea are a better ball playing team, so it happens to us even more than Chelsea. But I think because we keep a lot, our fullbacks don't push on as much as Chelsea's one, so maybe we don't get caught out as much, but we turn the ball over. So Spurs were able to go on a little counter, but the final ball wasn't there because Lamela was just horrible. So Lamela was basically bailing us out, and I think Harry Kane's twin brother played, because that was not Harry Kane. Like, that was the ghost of Harry Kane.
That's the Harry Kane we've seen for the last year.
Yeah, no, because Harry Kane was scoring goals, so don't disrespect my boy Harry, yeah? Cool. So, and then the goal we conceded, was so bad. Like,
talk about your boy. Talk about your boy. I want to hear a lot about
Nah, we need to talk about Maguire still, bro.
Your boy, fam. Labed. Know exactly what I'm talking about.
My boy.
I can't lie, you can't give that to Disu,
I would love to give it to
I'd love to, yeah.
What we can talk about.
But that's your captain still.
What we can talk about, because he did mention Harry Kane and a certain other number 9.
Yeah, we'll talk about it, but like, so basically it was like just Loris cleared the ball, Shaw heads the ball, but Shaw's going forward. Like, this is basic football. When defenders, you don't push on until your team secures possession. This is like, I remember being taught that like when I was 13 years old. So he has the ball, he's going forward, but the ball bounces back down to is it Bergwijn? First pass, Harry Maguire, fam. That guy turns like a tank.
I saw a compilation of him getting turned out the other day.
I was about to say that right now.
It was mad X-rated.
It's happened to him so many times.
Sliding all over the floor still.
The music as well was perfect for that. The music was just excellent.
Because if you look at the media, they go on like he's been a great signing. I'm like, don't you watch the games? He gets twisted up all the time. So he runs through DDG, Jesus Christ, yeah. If anyone hasn't seen Roy Keane's talk, please watch that. It's hilarious, yeah. He was he said he'd punches at DDG, yeah.
He said he'd be swinging him.
And then I think Tottenham were pretty much
get Uber home
to the half, but the second half, as soon as the second half, United were onto Spurs. Like, it wasn't like we weren't creating much, but we were pinning them down, but we just didn't have the quality, innit? And one thing that I've always complained about Man United is that you can't have a midfield that hides from the ball. And McTominay hides. So it's so difficult to build up because McTominay hides. Wan-Bissaka on the ball is just not nice. Daniel James, I don't think I've ever seen him beat a player in my life. He's only got one attribute, and that is.
Hey, someone must have said, he's like a pro clubs player. You know when you first start pro clubs, did it?
Yeah, you like levels, you like 67. So like, Daniel James, he could the only way he doesn't lose the ball is by winning free kicks. Otherwise, he's losing the ball. So the right hand side has got no creativity. You can't get it through the middle. And so like Martial, Bruno, and Rashford are being started the ball. Bruno looked all right here and there. In comes, obviously, they bring on my guy Pog, and they bring on my young G Mason, and instantly the game changes just like that. And Spurs were dropping deep, so United were able to connect. So Pogba started to connect with Martial and Rashford and Bruno. And then I think Martial had one chance where Pogba gave it to Bruno. Bruno did a sick turn and pass
dirty
I
touch.
got the first touch.
Was that Sanchez's block?
Yeah.
Sanchez block, yeah. That was unreal.
Do you think Marshall took a bit too long, or do you think that was just a great block?
I just think it was a good block.
I think it was rustiness. I think Upper Marshall hits it quicker.
Because I think the touch was amazing. The touch was amazing, and then I think he had Lloris made a 6-8 for Marshall, and then obviously Pogba. He just I don't know what happened to rest in peace, Eric Dyer.
I thought that was a dive, to be honest.
Yeah, I saw some people. I saw specify. I don't think it was a dive. I thought it was a pen. Like obviously he could have stayed up, but that's a pen in football, isn't it? So I think we could have won the game. We were getting onto them, but I think that game showed also another thing for me: the difference in the manager's approach to fitness. Because United looked so much stronger than Spurs for the rest of the game.
Yeah, man. All those private sessions Mourinho was taking these players to in the park didn't seem like they paid off.
And I think some interesting tidbits for the game was one, Mourinho said United's bench was stronger. So he's basically he's doing his thing that, the man's... But these are the same band you had before, and you're saying that they were dead. Do you know what I mean? It was like, they had Pogba, and they had Greenwood, and they had Mata, they had Lingard. You had that man, them, bro. So
it was nasty, man.
And also the midfield decision he made, I didn't get it. Like Sissoko, Winks, when you have Lo Celso, who I think is probably been one of their better players this season, and Ndombele, but Ndombele is probably on punishment and that. But like Sissoko, he touched the ball 10 times in the first half. He's a centre mid. So I think United deserved the win. I don't think Spurs are very good. I think Spurs have no chance of top 4. But
they were shot after like 50 minutes.
Yeah, they were done. They were done. So performance-wise, I was just a bit more annoyed with Oli more than anything, because I think if we started Pogba and Greenwood, I think we're probably 2-0 up, and then we could take them off. Whereas we brought them on to try and win the game, to try and salvage the game, and Spurs already dropping deep.
Yeah.
So if we take the lead, especially with our players, the players that we have, and Spurs have to come out, we will kill them on a counter-attack. But Spurs are able to drop deep, and obviously, thankfully, Pogba is better quality, and Bruno tucks it away. So
I think it's good. It's encouraging signs for you lot, though, like to know that Bruno and Pogba together could be quite good. And if you could get someone as good as them guys, not even as good as them, but just like a good quality defensive midfielder, like you would have one of the best midfielders in the league. Well, not in the league, in the world.
Yeah,
like,
definitely. I think
if you were to get a Partey, like I don't understand why United aren't getting Partey. I don't understand why not signing him.
I think
he's like the perfect fit for you guys, and he would do what Scott McTominay does tenfold, and it would enable Pogba to get further up the pitch and Bruno to operate as a proper 10.
If I speak about McTominay today, they'll start to stay mad. Like, I think that game showed we have glaring issues. Right wing glaring, because we just couldn't go to our right-hand side. You know this. Like, I remember Tuchel speaking about it when we played PSG, he's like, we have to focus on the left-hand side, because all United's play is on the left-hand side, whether it's Rashford, Martial, Shaw's the better attacking fullback, Pogba likes to drift that side. So we need a right winger urgently.
Interesting that your goal came from the right-hand side, though.
Yeah, that's because our best player went up there and did the job of the right winger. Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you know what though? Do you think that Oli expected a different side from Spurs? Did he expect Spurs to have a more controlling aspect to the game, and he wanted to hit on the break, and he thought that's the way it would go. Whereas Spurs kind of sacrificed possession, and
that's why I don't think Oli thought that, because when Oli tries, I think he usually goes to 3 at the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think he knew what them man were on in it, but I just think. I can't understand the Greenwood thing. And I've been saying this since pre-season. I don't understand it. The gap between Greenwood and James is too vast. He has to play. And every time he gets a win in the box, I just think he's going to score. With Daniel James, I'm just like, he's going to lose the ball.
I feel sorry for Daniel James, man. He's so out of his depth. It's like...
It's not his fault. It's not his fault. I'm happy for him that you've got the opportunity. Maybe you can, level off at a mid-table team, but Man United, he hasn't got the quality. No disrespect, he just doesn't. I've never seen a trick from him. I've never seen a trick.
If I remember correctly, didn't Ole say he wouldn't be playing this much if he got the targets that he wanted?
Yeah, but so he shouldn't be there. Like, he's worse than if you think about your backup wingers, Spurs backup wingers, Chelsea's backup wingers, City's backup wingers. Oh, no,
Did you say Arsenal? Did you include
Ah,
Arsenal? Yeah. I was about to say. I was thinking. I didn't quite hear you. I thought the headphone was.
Hey, Pepe, I don't know what to touch Chiavelli and Tiona. I don't know. But, like, yeah, right wing is urgent. Left back is urgent. DM, McTominay, and it's so difficult when you're building. Like we saw Chelsea today. Kante on the ball, comfy, pops it to people. Mount, comfy. Kovacic running past people. Then Barkley comes on. We saw City when they played you. Gundogan, KDB, Silva, anywhere on the pitch, comfortable to receive the ball. I was watching Newcastle, even Shelvey, give it to me, I don't mind. Today, Liverpool, Fabinho, give it to me, I don't mind. Even that Davis brother for Everton, even though he's swag, he gets to losing it, but he's the one that mind getting the ball. When you have a midfielder like McTominay, and every time we're moving the ball, he hides from it, it makes it so difficult for you to get the ball from your third to the other. Pogba comes on, and then McTominay goes centre back, and it's a completely different. It's a different ball game. And even when Matic came on, we got even more strong because Pogba can get further the pitch because Matic can find those passes, and Matic is
Matic is dead anyway. Like,
Yeah.
but it just shows if you've got a player who can play ball at the base, them two are gonna run riot. Pogba and Fernandes will run riot.
Yeah, I agree. So there's promising signs in Pogba, Fernandes. Some of our players looked a bit, but I think we look fitter than most teams, so which is a good thing. But our defense scares me.
I thought Maguire was like in a Beyonce video or something. The way he was sliding all over the pitch on the floor and stuff. Like I thought, yeah. And De Gea.
Oh, he's done.
It feels like every game now with De Gea. It feels like it's like a.
On Twitter this week, they were having a discussion De Gea, and people were pamming De Gea. And then the first game he makes an error, but really and truly, I'm sorry, I don't have time. I want Henderson in from the end of the season. Get Henderson, and we pay this guy like 300 bags a week.
You can't get rid of him, can you? You've got to have De Gea and Henderson with De Gea back up on 300 bags.
Bro, yeah. That's a mad thing, bro.
Is he on like a long contract length as well?
Yeah.
He got a new one last season.
I know you guys can afford it, but still, like at least it's.
Oh, that's a long thing, bro.
Nasty. Like I'll say the last. Remember, Lewis? We had a conversation. I said I would rather us bought a guy like Leno, 25 million, getting a DDG. We're giving this guy. He's our second highest paid player behind Sanchez. How are two highest paid players bums?
You know, it makes me feel so much better that we're not the only team that, you know, our two highest players are bums as well. So
the difference is we still got ballers though. You lot ass.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I'm not sure. What do you think of top four, Dan?
It's still tight. It's only 5 points. There's 8 games to go or 9?
Who you got next? Who's Chelsea got next?
City.
We got City. That's why we needed to win this match.
Yeah, you need to win today.
But the thing is, City don't need the points, really.
Yeah, but saying that, they're still good though. Like that was like against us, but we're terrible in it. So Chelsea got a bit.
I can see Chelsea beating City.
Yeah, I can see it.
I didn't think it was that good against Arsenal. It wasn't until David Luiz came on the pitch, and that's when things started to go. Man City did fuck all. The first 30 minutes of the game, I think up until they scored. No, not up until the score. I think they had 2 chances when Luiz came on. After that 25 minutes, the first half of the first half didn't do fuck all.
But the thing with City that's giving me hope is that KDB hates Chelsea, so that's giving.
I'm gonna want to pass.
Chelsea.
It's
and Aguero.
Yeah, exactly. And like I'm rolling back the years now, and the matches where it's like we've been so well defensively, but then De Bruyne will just come through and slap it
slap a shot.
Yeah. And in the last game we played, like we were the better team at first. But there's something about City that they just don't like Chelsea. That something rises up against them. Like we can't do it. So like,
when is that? Midweek?
Yeah, it's Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday.
Listen, so basically, if Chelsea win that or draw that, it's an L. It's an L. So
but also, Leicester are quite close now, so we can drag Leicester into the mix.
Have you got to play Leicester?
Yeah, we got to play them too.
Yeah, you're only 3 points behind Leicester.
And we've got Leicester last game of the season as well. Okay, they need to start losing games.
It's tight. It's interesting, man.
And Wolves got the same points as us, so Wolves are as well.
Yeah.
So it's about the bums for fourth spot.
Is it? How you feeling about it, Ayo? You still confident? I know you was mad confident. You and Seb, every single morning come in like, how many times are you gonna ask the same question? What do you think your chances are?
know what? Yeah, I was thinking Pogba and Rash, but like Pogba's back. Rash is just feed 5 billion kids. Do you know what I mean? Like people be too scared to tackle Rash because you're tackling like the national hero. Nobody's gonna say this. And what it is, I thought, okay, cool. I thought if we beat Spurs, that's basically our hardest game out the way, and then Chelsea will drop points. But the fact we didn't beat Spurs, I don't know. I just 5 points in 8 games.
But you're not going to need it. Man City are going to get banned from Europe anyway, so you'll be in top 4 anyway.
I don't know, bro. They might have 85 players.
They got peas, man.
Let's start putting hits out real quick.
Fam, it's Corona, man. You ain't need MPs, boy.
That's what I'm saying.
Trust.
Fair enough. Any other topics you guys want to talk about before we move on to some listeners' questions?
No, let's go listeners' questions.
Let's go. All right, cool. All right, so I'm only taking listeners' questions from the Discord, right? So that's even more reason for you to get on the Discord, okay? So I'm only taking questions from... What's that?
You make it sound like it's a bad place, like you're forcing them to go. It's actually sick.
It is a sick place. I'm just trying to encourage people to join. Maybe it's my sales technique, isn't it? It's my sales technique. But yeah, that's... Go over to the Discord if you want first priority and listeners' question. But we got loads from the Discord, okay? So, okay, Wade Wills asks, how long do you think Jose is lasting at Spurs? Can't see him there longer than Jan. Well, until Jan. What do you guys think?
I think at this point it's pride too, because you got rid of Pochettino. Like you made a decision to bring Mourinho in. It's like he's gonna try to make it work as much as possible. So yeah, I don't think he hasn't had a transfer window yet either. So
he had a January. He signed Fernandez and.
Okay, but like that's January, isn't it? Like in January.
It's summer window, of course, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
He'll get at least 2 summer windows, but this time he seems to expedite his process because he's doing all the third season shit.
Yeah, in the first
season, yeah.
Efficient, man.
Yeah, this is so I'm just looking at his record now for Spurs. One sec. I think this is the lowest points per game he's ever had for any team that he's managed.
Yeah, because he's washed now, bro.
Like his record for Spurs is 27 games, 11 wins, 6 draws, 10 defeats.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, he's washed.
Which is, that is Arsenal form.
It reminds me of when people were still buying Rivaldo, like when he was dead from like when he was 29, but he just kept on getting cards. Like the mist is gone. Like it's cleared. Like just don't give him any more jobs.
Really and truly, Jose should not be getting a top club anymore, man. Not even Spurs aren't even a top club in it. They're a small club in it, but same time, and he shouldn't be getting chances at clubs like Spurs, in it.
And they should, and they definitely shouldn't be giving him shitloads of money to spend as well, like that.
But they're going to.
For them to be putting them on the bench, like them, what's his name, Ndombele and that, and Lo Celso on the bench. Like these men should be playing. Is this guy called Muga Latron?
Muga Latron, you know.
I think he's a Muga fan account. Muga Latron, I think so. But the question's not about United.
Hey, what, the man them got stands, yeah?
Yeah, he got stands.
They better send the Patreon.
Do you pay this bill? What's the damn?
I'm a book out right now. You better sign up for the Patreon.
Benzi just scored again. Mogalatron asks, Bukayo Saka best position according to his skill set, in your opinion? Dan, I saw earlier that you said that you would like Saka at Chelsea, but only if it's at left back.
Yeah, I don't rate him as. I need my attackers to score goals, innit? We've had William for ages.
He scores more goals than Cho.
How many goals has he scored?
I think he's got 4. How many's Cho got?
3. No, it's 5. He's got 5 goals, isn't it? Hudson's got 5 this season. All comps. All comps, yeah.
Okay. Are you sure? Have you just made that up?
It's a blatant lie. It's a blatant lie, but no, I like his athleticism.
Yeah, he's got. Sorry, go on. He's got 3 goals, Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Yeah, so and he's played less, but I like.
Okay, he's been playing that wide. He's been playing as a fucking forward.
Bro, the question is about Saka. Can I get off the question about Saka?
Sure you can, mate. Sure you can.
So I think athletically, he looks good, comfortable on the ball, and he's getting mad assists. And for a fullback, I want someone to go down the wing and cross it. And my attackers, I need to kind of like get goals. So yeah. I love him.
Bukayo Saka's goals actually have come from playing as a left winger in the Europa League. I think I think he's only played like 1 or 2 games there in the Premier League for Arsenal. I don't think he's actually played that many games as a winger for Arsenal. And obviously yesterday he got another assist as a centre midfielder. So yeah, he's got 3 goals. Oh, okay, he's got 3 goals and 10 assists. I thought he had 4. All right, cool. I'll give that one. They're level with Cho. He's level with Cho. But yeah, I think that's quite interesting because I don't think his best position is a winger either. I don't think he's got enough in his locker to be a top quality winger for a top side. So, but seeing him in centre midfield yesterday was kind of an interesting proposition to me. Like I didn't really see it before, but he played really, really well yesterday, and
he is a very good ball carrier.
That's
all I wanted to say. Like his ball carrying he's very good at it.
I think he's a much better player than I thought, and I feel like this is why sometimes it's good to give young players opportunities to play and learn, because you can see he's grown from when he first played. And obviously he was doing a shift at left back because he was getting comfortable. But because he's been comfortable there, you put him in centre mid and he looks like him and Oba are your best players. Easy.
Yeah. There's no debate. Yeah.
Like a lot of your creativity comes from Saka. So I think obviously he could probably move elsewhere. But I think in terms of playing time, maybe it might be best to stay at Arsenal.
Yeah, if he goes Liverpool, I know they need a backup left back, but that's all he'll be. It'll be a backup left back.
Left back. And I guess a backup winger when we need it, if needed.
Yeah, but you need to realise this. Yeah, Saka doesn't want to play left back.
Yeah,
I think it's a fact now that he doesn't want to play there. Like you can do the shift there, but at the end of the day, like I do think he'll stay at Arsenal. I think they will have to pay him what he wants, like to make it work.
I mean, if fucking Callum Hudson-Odoi is how much? You on 180 fucking K a week?
Mate, they're gonna have to give Saka 100K a week, man. No, 200K. Give him 200K, man.
So calm down, big man. Yeah, calm down. Yeah, I don't know about that 200 but yeah, give him 100K at least. Give him 100K. If he's the second best player on your team, then he deserves that money, innit?
Because you look at it like this summer, I do expect us to cut a wage bill massively. Like a lot of players are going to be gone, innit? Like so.
Where? Who's buying these youths?
Oh mate, we're gonna have to take what we can, man. 2 million for Mickey, them man there, like
2 million.
Bro,
do you know what kills me?
Fire sale, bro.
Do you know what kills me about Arsenal? Yeah, you see Roma, they'll be like, all right, cool, right. We want Mickey, yeah, but we'll give you Justin Kluivert in return, but we want money. Yeah, we want money. Arsenal like, nah, straight swap. And it's like, but they're not valued the same, you fucking idiots. They're not valued the same. Mkhitaryan's like 40 years old. Like, we're delusional. We were trying to shop Mustafi for like 25 mil. Who's going to pay 25 mil for Mustafi? Like, bruv, I don't know what's going on with Arsenal, but we're delusional, man. Thierry 2021 says United fans, so Disu, with AWB lack of technical ability, how long before you look to replace him?
Oh, that's hard.
Bro, that's a bit.
That is a loaded question. That is a mad question.
You know what? Yeah, I can't lie. It does really jar me in build up because you just can't play as well. But it doesn't help when the midfielders you're playing with, like especially on the right hand side, what Tommy tends to be on the right, he hides a lot, and then Daniel James, he's also not good. So the people you're connecting with aren't very good, but defensively he's elite. So if we can get Sancho, which is obviously my hope, and let's say Sancho or Greenwood, any of them two to play on the right, we don't even need him to be sick because those two are fine. You just let them do their thing and you look down the defence. But I think when you have better midfielders that will just always give you the ball, he knows it gets, well, he just do it first time, give it, like, let's say the Busquets or Kovacic or Jorginho, he can just give the ball to them every time. But when he gets the ball, his midfielders ain't showing for him. Daniel James is far down the line. Then he's like, where do I go with the ball? It's either I go backwards or I try something. So the team don't help him. Even like the positions he gets the ball, he's not, obviously he's not great technically, but what do you expect Wan-Bissaka to do 40 yards from goal? like, and there's the left back and the left mid in front of him. Like, what do you want to do? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. But nah, I don't think we can. If we can upgrade on him, I feel like that's like probably like our third or fourth like least priority. Like, we're fine there. Like, he's good. Like, he's a good player. Offensively, he makes me sick, but at least I know he's the only one in the defense that has his head on.
Holding it up. Yeah.
The rest of the man are comedians and the goalkeeper. So out of the back five, he's the only one I trust.
You see AWB, yeah. He's a sick defender, but whenever he puts in a good cross, I'm bare surprised. I'm like, oh shit, oh wow, oh, didn't know you could do that, fella.
It's not just you, Marshall and Rashford are like, oh yeah, I should.
They're like, oh fuck it, I'm not even gonna make a run, mate, because it's like, what's the point? It's just gonna go to the defender anyway. Michael 97 asks, should Arsenal prioritise playing youth more, such as Martinelli and Nelson, over players who future at the club is uncertain, such as Ober and Louise going forward? Oh, geezer, can you use commas and correct punctuation? Because this sentence is mad. With UCL qualification looking very unlikely following these two losses, and a repeat stint in Europa may do more harm than good, as it is shown over the last 3 seasons.
Oh, fam, man wrote that.
I'm out of breath, mate. So basically, should Arsenal use youth players?
Remember, I actually said we might as well do that, man, because, bro,
you said Arteta's got too much faith in youth players.
No. The wash ones, innit? There's some dead, but there's some all right youth players out there, you know. Like, you might as well just throw them in and see what they're about, innit? You get me? Like, this is the perfect time, because I think we might as well sell Uber. And like I said, burn it down, man. Just start again, innit? Just get rid of all these older players, everyone on big wages, let them go. Like, just play the kids.
Your kids are good, though.
Some of them are all right. Do you know what?
Two of them are good. The rest of them are absolutely trash.
Yeah, I'm surprised Martinelli hasn't got on the pitch still.
That's what I was going to say. Right now, it would be the perfect time to just use Martinelli, maybe use him central, see what he's about.
Exactly. Instead of Lacazette.
Instead of Lacazette. This is because he's going to develop by playing, innit? So if he's not playing...
I don't think you can have Martinelli and Ober in the same attack.
No, like, I wouldn't even... You see,
they're the same player.
They are the same player, but it's kept... Yeah, that's why you don't play them together, innit? Because they're literally...
That's it. You can't. We wouldn't sustain any attacks.
Nah, we wouldn't, because we've tried it before, and bro, like, we just don't keep the ball. The ball just comes straight back to us. But it's one of them ones that he needs game time. So someone's gonna have to. One of the older players that's just not doing well, that's not cutting. He's just gonna sit on the bench. Maitland-Niles wants to be a midfielder. I don't rate him there. Give him a chance there. Give him a run again. See what he can do in it. Stuff like that. We might as well do it now. So that's how I see it, really and truly.
Okay. Zach Trillers asks, thoughts on Kante finally playing as a lone CDM? Surely that's the position that most suits him when playing against teams that operate with low blocks and hope to create chances by countering. Really?
I get what he means about trying to, like, Kante stopping counters, but against a low block team, no, I'll start Jorginho.
But why would, against teams that operate with low blocks and hope to create...
When they're on the count,
okay, against teams. Okay, I get it. Yeah, it makes sense today. But does it make sense in terms of, like... Because it doesn't make sense in terms of trying to unlock teams, though, does it?
Yeah, that's why I would start Jorginho. Kante's there, I guess, for... Go ahead, my bad.
I was going to say, your anchor man isn't trying to necessarily unlock teams anyway. That's not their job. That's why they're the deepest midfielder. So it's fine, especially if we've got other creative players playing forward. The only thing is Chelsea, our only creative player is Barkley, and he doesn't play because he's not an academy player or he's not expensive. Do you know what I mean? That's just the way Chelsea.
He's got a low-key agenda.
A little bit. It's loaded. It's not even at a live show. I said something that. Yeah,
you did. I remember.
We didn't release the pod, so I'm glad. But I said something anyway. We'll leave it like that. But go on, I think we covered that in the Chelsea chat, Luke.
Okay, yeah, cool. Usman RM asked Benzema or Lewandowski, like what? So what? Benzema's starting to score a couple goals now, yeah, but now people are trying to compare with Lewan.
Don't disrespect my boy, man. Don't disrespect my boy. Lewan.
Who's your boy?
Lewan.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, I was about. Yeah, you have to clarify
Yeah,
there because I was thinking.
don't worry, man's there. The same
Like, we
page.
know who your boy is, like.
Innit? I just met you today, fella. I had no idea who your boys are. Like,
I need to put Maguire on me, bro. Like this guy's lost.
yeah. Come on, big man. You gotta get your facts right.
Don't worry, the
before you come
chemistry's
on.
building up. The chemistry's building up will be better. So.
You can't just come on the show with a gold do-rag and be talking like this, bro.
I mean, goals for winners, isn't it? You know, I just had to show out a little bit.
Oh.
Gang.
Hey, put him on mute for the rest of the pod.
Let's see how big your hair is, bro. Let's see your.
Yeah, so Benzema or Levan, guys, who's
Next question.
Lewandowski. Next question.
all right, cool. But Benzema's on smoke though at the moment, though. You know that, right?
I don't care.
All right, cool.
Okay.
He scored again this evening. He scored again. Okay. IO_obs asks, what do we do with Maguire? He's too slow, but I cannot imagine Ollie dropping him due to his price tag.
Hold that. That's it.
Hold it.
Hold
Send him back
that.
to Leicester.
Even
But Leicester
take
don't
it
even
off
want
of
it because they got two centre backs that are better. So it's like, boy, would he even start for Leicester?
Boy, I don't think so. You know.
Boy.
Next question.
Yeah, I don't know. You're just gonna have to hold the L, innit?
Yeah, hold that L, man.
Hold the L. You're gonna have to keep playing him and hope he gets good.
He's even captain, bro.
Yeah. I'm waiting this season. Oh, man.
Hey, fucking slabbered as captain. Jesus.
Our vice captain's DG. Oh, it's tight.
Yeah. And Lampard's intent on repeating that mistake with Chilwell.
I need it. His goal was hard though. His goal was sick. But
Yeah.
Ooh, finished. That was a cold goal. All right, cool. Miles B93, he asks, do you think Raheem Sterling has done enough to be considered a legend in the game? Do you only look at his trophies and accolades, or do you take into consideration his off-field work? Example, speaking out against racism. Raheem Sterling legend?
I think he'll be remembered in English football 100%.
Not on a global stage, no.
Yeah, not on the global stage.
Not right now.
He hasn't done enough internationally to be
Even in the Champions League,
in the Champions League. Yeah.
In a weird way, it sounds weird saying this, but he's just isn't that good. Like, he's a very good player, but he's not Mbappe. He's not Neymar.
No.
He's not Salah. Like,
Here below, innit?
He's not a superstar like that, innit? Like, he just.
Yeah.
And off the field with the racism stuff, I feel like it's a bit weird because he suffered an incident and he got propelled because he suffered an incident. I don't necessarily think he kind of put himself forward
Yeah.
for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Became the poster boy as opposed to wanting to be the poster boy.
It's like when we're saying like Rashford now, how we're seeing Rashford now, like putting the responsibility on his
That's
own
a different
shoulders
one.
kind of thing. Yeah, no, I agree. But I guess it could change. Maybe if like City win a Champions League or something, then he's instrumental in the Champions League. Does that change things?
I don't see him being the major factor behind them winning the Champions League.
I think Raheem is very key to City, but there's a difference between being a key player and like you. I don't know. I don't.
He's not going to be like De Bruyne. Like
De Bruyne
not going to be the linchpin.
De Bruyne would do stuff, and Aguero has done stuff and will do stuff that makes you go, wow. I don't feel like I get that with Sterling. He'll still play goals, he'll play sick, but you're like, wow, that Sterling dribble and shot. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think he doesn't. Even though he's a very good player, he doesn't have stardust.
No, he don't.
He doesn't have stardust.
What he showed for the City is personality in terms of, especially when he was clapping goals. Like he came through and like he was putting them in the back in terms of showing personality. But you take him out and you can bring another player in, it's cool.
Exactly,
With
do the same thing.
Yeah, with KDB, he's more in the fabric of what's making them successful.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. Can't be.
And I feel like he's been really poor this season, but he's on course to be like having his best ever goal scoring season.
Remember, he started off on smoke and then he went for the crowd.
Then Gomez held him up like a little baby.
The other day,
the December thing. Just hasn't been about since.
Oh my days, you're dumb.
I would like him to do more for England, though, man. I really would, because I feel like England players always used to have the excuse, the setup. But I feel like Southgate's really trying to get the best out of this crop of England players.
We haven't seen much from him or Sancho for England. I think Rashford has looked the best out of the non-Harry Kane players for England. So yeah, I definitely like even in the what was the last one, the World Cup? I don't think it was good in the World Cup at all.
No, I know he scored quite a lot. I think he scored quite a lot for England in this qualifying campaign. So I think he's got his goal scoring record this season is 8 goals in 9 games for England. But obviously it's against man like Kosovo and like, do you know what I mean? Those kind of teams. So it's not exactly high level opposition. Okay, Kyrie G says, how long do you give Arteta till you start the Arteta out brigade?
That's kind of harsh, man. Rotted, bro. How long's Arteta been there? What, 6 months, isn't it?
Since December, yeah. So he's had like 3 months of management. 12 games, I think it is. 12 games.
Do you know what it is right now? Like, I think Arsenal fans need to just understand where we are, man. Fam, we're not even a big club anymore, man. I can't lie, fam. We're small boys now, man.
Can somebody insert the Mbappe crying gift?
You get me? Just give it to me. Give it to me, because we're small boys in a pond now, man. We're not big boys anymore. We need to understand where we are.
And if we were big boys, Arteta would never have got the
he wouldn't have got the job, no. And
what happened to when Arsenal knock is a different knock?
Oh, fam, that guy's a fraud, man. He needs to be sacked himself, man. That freaking midget with a stupid. I
mean, they weren't right. They weren't wrong, were they? I mean, when we do knock, we are paying over the top, and we're being
some agent friends.
So, yeah, when we knock, we're not different, don't we?
Stick talk for Pepe.
Nah. Oh, fam, that was the bump. That's probably the bump of 2019, you know.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, man.
But like that whole like Arteta lynching thing is a bit. It's way too early, man.
I think football fans nowadays are very, very reactionary, innit?
Yeah, it's like that on Twitter. Do you see it on Twitter? Any defeat, it's instantly like it's end of the world, isn't it? Because it reminds me of Wenger. I think this will start with Wenger. Like anytime Arsenal lost, front newspaper, back newspaper, the cannon cut in between every time we lost. So, and that was usually, that season we're getting slapped away from home. City, Liverpool, I swear to God, almost every big game in it, you just knew on the newspaper there'll be that divided cannon on the back of it. And I just think Arsenal fans just need to cool off, man. You just know where we are on it. Like, this is a project at the end of the day. We just need to hope that Arteta gets the support he deserves, isn't it? Like, well, he hasn't really made it seem like he deserves it, but he needs help, innit?
Ryan Fraser and a free in that, yeah?
Oh, mate.
You lot should take him, still be good for you, man.
Oh, man. Father, allow it, man, please. Let him go Tottenham, man. I can't watch Ryan Fraser for my team, man. Yeah, I watch Pepe, but I suffer with Pepe, man. I can't suffer with Fraser as well, bro.
Boy, at least Fraser puts in some good balls in the mixer.
Oh, man, I don't like crossing inshallah, man. I don't want to take the eyes, bro.
Well, isn't that what Saka's on, though?
Saka can do a bit more than that, man. He's got more to his game than people think, bro.
I'm just letting off all my shots before we end the pod, innit?
I know. After the Fairbank, boy, it's peak, man. I don't even know where we're gonna be like after the summer, man. It could be very peak, but
let's do 2 more questions before we wrap things up. Then, so Iovelli asks, do you expect a slight? So is this what you're talking about, Marco? People getting a bit too excited. Do you expect a slight dip from Liverpool next season, considering they've been playing at an extreme level for 2.5 years now, and they may not strengthen significantly in the window?
Where we go through this every day on our cop end chat, like we're always blasting each other about the same shit about we need to buy people. I'm not fussed at the moment, innit? Let's wait and see until the end of the window. Let's see who we bring in. I feel like Klopp is planning for the future with Minamino, who's 24. He put Stockton and Brewster, who scored 2 this weekend in 3 minutes.
He looks normal.
Who?
Riyadh.
I had to do a little shameless shout out for Riyadh still, but yeah, man.
Why has he got a girl's name?
I mean,
you do know how Touchline Fracas works, right? Because of that shout out, you're now his name is attached to yours forever now.
And when you come on, the pod, we're gonna say your boy.
Yeah,
hold that.
Your
I'll hold
boy.
Naby and I'll hold Brewster. My way with my chest still. But yeah, I feel like Klopp has been planning for the future, and even with the sign of the contract, you can see what the aim is. Gerrard signed
how long is his new deal, by the way?
Until 2024. which is when Gerrard still ends at Rangers. I think that's the plan, innit? To bring Gerrard in, which I don't really want, but okay.
Listen, you need to keep Klopp until he's dead. That's what you guys need to
I
do.
can't
Yeah?
lie, you need
Because
to do
the
that.
moment Klopp leaves, if you bring in Gerrard, that is when everything's coming to
Fam, I'm
another
going to.
30 years
I
of
will
that.
love it.
I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it.
Hey,
It's going to be so juicy.
Gerrard Tankard as a manager for Liverpool will be.
It'd be unreal.
I just need him to stay away, man. I need him to stay away. What do you remember?
What you know what? Ask for Gerrard to be sacked. I might.
Oh man.
This is why I'm
no
happy.
Premier League titles as a player, no Premier League titles as a manager. I need it.
This is why I'm happy. This is why I'm happy. Envy didn't end up being Arsenal manager, you know, because Envy flopping at it would have broke, man, did it?
With managers, you don't want legends. You don't want legends in your club, man.
We would have had to take the statue down,
someone
fam.
that's got 1 goal, 1 assist. That's his best season. That's who I want, fam.
Trust me. Like Arteta's perfect, fam. He was just one of them guys.
Didn't care about him as a player.
They didn't really care about him. So if he fails, innit?
Dan's in the mud though because he liked Lampard. No, you didn't really like Lampard though, did you, Dan?
Not really, no.
No. All right, fair enough. But obviously he's a Chelsea legend, so a lot of the other Chelsea fans will be, you know, you guys would probably be hesitant to pull the trigger on him if he wasn't doing as good a job as you know he should be.
That's the issue, because if it goes bad, they're not going to pull it when they need to, and
they'll take time.
Yeah. Which is what Roman's been good at. That he's been pulling.
Haven't you been linked to Leipzig's manager though?
No, that's bullshit.
It was nonsense.
What? Labs is under pressure already, yeah?
No. Do you know what it was? It was because we bought Werner and we're taking Havertz. So they were saying, right, you're going to get a German manager next to it.
Okay.
One person said that, and then Twitter ran with it. The Sun.
Listen, let Lampard not touch top 4 this season, and then let him have a little run next season. Yeah. You know how Roman be. Roman be bored. Roman, one of his baby mums chatting shit. You know what? Fuck this guy. Not fuck you.
Yeah. Finish out of the top 4 this season. Werner don't score for his first 10 games in the Premier League, yeah, and the pressure will be
long, bro.
I saw the pressure on his face when Aston Villa was winning. I saw the foul lines come in.
I don't know why you guys felt so under pressure though. Yeah, to me it seemed obvious you guys were gonna win that game.
Not with the pattern of our games, man. But obviously it came through for us.
Fair enough. And then last question before we wrap things up. HG asks, are Leicester in danger of falling out of the top 4? So I guess we kind of spoke a little bit about that. But do you guys, obviously they've got 54 points. United got 46. So they're 8 points clear of United.
That's a lot of points, man.
With 8 games to go.
That gap's too big.
They've got a very good goal difference compared to the rest of us, I'm sure.
But they've got
30.
both United and Chelsea, right?
And Arsenal.
Chelsea's FA Cup. They played you twice.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
they got Arsenal away as well, but they'll probably slap us.
Oh, please, man.
Yeah, man.
I think they stay in, and I think next season we could probably see Leicester
dropping
fall off a little bit.
Yeah,
like
I think they haven't got the squad to, if they're going to Champions League next season, unless they spend in the summer.
Who Brendan Rodgers goes to next? Because, like, if Klopp gets tired, or Pep gets tired, or Lampard flops, Rodgers.
Do you think that big teams will go to him? Yeah. Do you think Chelsea would go for a Brendan?
Yeah.
I think his stint in Scotland helped him a lot. He just learned how to win out there, innit? Even though it was at Celtic, he's just learning how to win and just being
in charge of Celtic and I'm winning, bro.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Who is it? Where's Mason? He was right about Marco Silva, right about Maguire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Paul Merson's a legend, but I don't think Leicester are going to fall out of the top 4. I think they built enough. They built a big enough gap there to hold on just about. But I do think next season it might affect them a little bit. And if they have a bad start to next season, will Brendan Rodgers still get that move?
True.
Yeah, it depends.
That's a good point.
Football's fickle like it, isn't it? Football's fickle like that. You're only as good as your last game, kind of thing. So it is what it is. But yeah, guys, we'll leave things there. Marco, where can people find you on your social medias?
At King_MXRCO, King Marco.
Okay, that's on Twitter, yeah?
Yeah, on Twitter.
Okay.
Same
Some people
name
give
for
their Instagram, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
why?
same name for Instagram, but you don't really need to
No,
follow me on Instagram.
The girls don't
Like,
listen to the
post
pod,
me
bro. Girls don't listen to the pod.
Yeah,
You
man.
don't want the guys following you.
Just liking all pics. Like, nah, man, it's calm.
All right, cool. Disu, Olu, Dan, and Disu, Olu, and Dan. Yeah, there's only 3 of you. Yeah. It was good having you guys on. Make sure to use the hashtag Touchline Fracas, follow our Discord server, and subscribe to us on YouTube. And we'll be back next week. Cheers, guys.
Peace.
Cheers, fellas. Nice one.
When I spit bars in a rave, man, I go hard like Santan.